Oh man. Hi, Silent here. Today we're going to be talking about courage, how it impacts our life decisions, and how we're able to move forward when faced with difficult decisions. So, what is courage? I believe courage is the ability. It is not the lack of fear. It is the ability to continue forward in spite of fear. Or, of course, we're all affected by fear. But there are certain situations that cause us to feel a great deal of fear. Standing up to bullies is one of them. Pioneering our lives into certain directions. Breaking off a relationship that's bad for us. And I believe Gandhi was one of the people that stood up for the mistreatment of his people in whichever non-violent way he saw fit at the time. Usually it was just sit-ins. And then there's a couple of other ways he changed history. Anyways, so let's talk about situations in which courage is required, right? So, for example, when I was in high school, I was sitting with kind of rugged kid. My whole school was kind of rugged. I went to an alternative high school, and all the kids there were like all damaged in different kinds of ways. And so what was happening was we were out there. Some of us were smoking cigarettes. Some of us were smoking other stuff. And we were just hanging out. And there's this one kid pushing around this other kid that I knew. The one kid was a bully, obviously. I knew them both. But he just, for some reason, liked to push this kid around. And I would get so irritated just sitting there. And the only time that I saw it, I got irritated enough to stand up. But Alright, let me just re-explain. So, he's pushing this kid around, right? Everybody's smoking. Nobody else is doing anything. And I'm just sitting here watching him push my friend around. Back and forth, taking his stuff, his backpack, and pushing him again. So, it really pissed me off. So I stood up and I was like, "Hey!" And I yelled at the dude. And he stopped. But I sat down. I didn't press on. I didn't try and intervene more. And that's one of the regrets, very small regrets that I have. Usually I don't carry a lot of regrets and stuff, but for this situation, my main regret was not doing more to make sure he was okay. And the minute I sat down and didn't press the issue, he started to get bullied again, and I didn't do anything. So fear in the face of these kind of situations tends to take over, at least in my experience. And that's just one situation. I promised myself that I would never let that happen again, and that I would be there to stick up for people that I cared about. But you live and you learn, you know? Let's do another situation. Let's try pioneering your life, right? That's what I said. So sometimes it takes courage to go against conformity, to pick what you absolutely want out of life, even if it's against what everybody else is saying. Sorry. And you have to make the decision to keep pushing through the resistance, because you're going to get people who are going to put you down, who are going to laugh at what you're doing, right? And mainly it's because they're unhappy. Sometimes, even if you're just barely moving in the right direction and you keep your head on the sunrise, or your eyes on the sun, keep your head on the sun, put your eyeballs on. I'm sorry. Oof. Oof. If you keep your eyes on the sunrise and take baby steps, eventually, one day, you will get to your goal, no matter what it is, right? And if you realize you want to get to your goal a little bit faster, you can take bigger steps, which takes more courage. Each step takes courage to push against, well, against the natural flow of life, or the natural flow of the collective consciousness. And in doing so, what ends up happening is when you align with your divine goal, you start to vibrate at a frequency that pushes other people away. And it's not like cruel irony. I mean, in a way it kind of is, but it's not cruel irony. The thing is we become like the people that we're around. So if your friends are not working on their life goals or their ambitions, that's going to rub off on you, because when they want to hang out with you, they're not all trying to work on their futures. They're just sitting around, wasting time, wasting years, which is okay if you're young. But when you get around like-minded people, like-minded individuals, it just changes your life. It does. Because when you're around them, they inspire you. And then you set out to do what it is that you want to do, right? And sometimes there's not a whole lot of people around, which is fine, right? But it can be a little draining not being able to go and hang out with people or see people, right? But a lot of people just aren't on the same frequency as you are. They're not putting in the work and the effort to go and get your goals. And you know, there's that saying, the road less traveled makes all the difference, right? Why do you think it's not traveled as much? Because it's a hard road to walk. Well, courage, let's see. Doing the right thing. Go. What? So, doing the right thing, right? It takes courage to do the right thing. It does. Having a little bit of integrity sometimes, right? It's not easy, because sometimes hard work is sometimes hard work actually, and good work is not rewarded. Nobody even knows that we're doing it. And sometimes some people prefer it that way, right? But either way, when you're looking into someone's eyes and you know that they need help, and you're the only person around that steps forward to try and help somebody in need, that takes courage, right? It takes persistence, courage, consistency, and just a little bit of heart. Just a little. You don't need a whole bunch, right? Because doing the right thing is hardly ever about your heart, right? Right. Let's see. You know, it takes quite a bit of courage to change who you are fundamentally. It does. Change is not easy. Transitioning in whatever form, physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual, is not an easy task, and that in itself takes a lot of courage, because you're going to get a lot of pushback. Well, you've changed. Of course I've changed. I'm trying to be the person that I want to be in the world. And if you don't want to stick around, there's the door. You know? And as lonely and as sad as that can be sometimes, when you feel that something is the right, like the right thing to do, or will, to your core, is as close to who you are, and you have to change a certain aspect of yourself to get to that place, to that mind space, to that whatever, or physical space, whatever it is for you. You know, it's not easy. Once again, there's always people who are going to stand in your way in life. There's always people who are going to stand up to you. They're going to put you down. They're going to make you feel terrible. And you know why? Because they see your potential. They see who you are. They see how far you can go, and it's better than what they could ever be. So they push you down. They make you feel smaller. They kick you. They emotionally hurt you. Right? Because it makes them feel better about themselves. The best thing you can do in those situations is stand up, defend yourself if you have to. But most of all, realize that other people that hurt us are in a great deal of pain, anguish, and suffering themselves. And if you think about getting revenge, they're living their revenge. The life that they live is causing them so much pain and anguish, and they're going to be alive for a while longer. That should be enough. Unless it is something that you need to report to the police, right? Those kinds of situations are a little bit different. But what I'm trying to say is these people are already living a lifetime of punishment. And we can't control other people. We can only control how we react to others, which in some cases means standing up, being the bigger person, forgiving, not for them, for ourselves, right? Walking away. And most importantly, is to not be like them. Break the chain. Start fresh. Do the work, the inner work, and be who you want to be in life. Because most of all, that takes the most courage, is to be who you want and to be the best version of yourself that you possibly can be, right? It's just my little bit of advice. You don't have to follow my advice. And I know the video was a little slow in the beginning, but I'm working on my future exceptionally hard, and I'm tired, so I'm trying to pick videos that are a little bit more simplistic, but I'm putting in my own advice, I suppose, as a friend once told me to put my opinion into my videos. So I'm going for that for a little, and we'll see how it works, right? Stay golden. If you like this video, you know what to do. Hit the like button, subscribe. I'm gonna come out with some new videos. I'm gonna be getting some new equipment here pretty soon. Maybe not like super soon, but you'll see the difference in videos. So yeah. All right. Bye.